Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here. So Dante is a character that is both in the Walking Dead comics and the TV show. He was just recently introduced this season on the TV show at the beginning of season 10. Now, he's a little different in the comics. In the show he's a medic or a doctor, but in the comics he's more of a soldier. He's the one that goes out and gets captured by Alpha, and which is the first introduction of Alpha. Instead of Luke and Alden, it was actually Dante in the comics that first got captured by Alpha, and that was the beginning of the Whispers and everything. And Dante was introduced earlier in the comics than he was in the show. If they had followed the comics, I think we would have gotten Dante at the beginning of season 9. Yeah, we would have gotten Dante in season 9, but I think they're just remixing Dante's character a little bit. You know, he's a medic in the show, and he does sort of have a romance with Maggie in the comics, but it's kind of just, I don't know, it's kind of awkward, and it doesn't really go anywhere, and his character doesn't really go anywhere in the comics. Like, his character just kind of, I mean, the comics just sort of end out of nowhere, and Dante's character, he didn't do too much. He and Maggie just sort of hooked up, and they're together, and then there's a big time jump at the end, and Dante's not there, and Maggie's there, but Dante's not there, and Herschel Jr.'s grown up, and it seems like no one cares about Dante. Maggie doesn't care about Dante. Like, they're not together, and he's possibly been dead for years. You know, it doesn't even answer what happened to Dante. So if I mean, by God, if anyone read the Walking Dead comics and Dante was their favorite character, I feel sorry for them, because they didn't even get like any information about what happens to him at the end of the story. You know, he's with Maggie, and then there's a time jump, and Maggie's by herself, and that's it. And they just never really did anything with this character. He was sort of funny and sarcastic, which it seems like they're kind of doing that in the show. Although it was a little awkward in the first episode with him talking about Sadiq kissing him and calling Sadiq God. That was kind of weird, but he was okay in episode 3. He was a little bit better in episode 3. So we'll see. But yeah, in both the comics and the show, he has sort of a sarcastic sense of humor. He likes to make jokes, and he spends a long time in the comics flirting with Maggie, trying to get with Maggie, and then Maggie finally ends up hooking up with him. But I don't know if they're going to be doing that in the show or not. They could do that in the show. I mean, we are getting Maggie back. It's been confirmed that Maggie is returning in either season 10 or season 11. So Maggie's coming back, and maybe they could do the Dante-Maggie romance. I don't know if it's been long enough since Glenn's death for the audience, for the all those Glenn fans that were watching his character for 7 years straight. I don't know if it's been long enough for them to be okay with Maggie having a romance with Dante. Maybe if it's done right, it could work out. Maybe he just flirts with her for a few seasons and it doesn't start until season 13. Like the romance doesn't start. I don't know. I don't know how they can do that. I don't know how they're going to do that. But I don't know how fans of big fans of TV Glenn are going to feel about a Maggie Dante romance. Maybe it'll be okay. But keep in mind, as far as these characters go in their timeline, it's been 7 years since Glenn's death. 7 years because of the 1 year time jump. Then there's like the 5-6 year time jump. So, and I think a few months went by in season 10 because of Rosita having the baby. So it's been it probably at least 6 years since Glenn's death. 6-7 years. So maybe it's been long enough for Maggie to move on to another guy. I don't know. Right now she's just sort of off doing stuff with Georgie and the twins and Herschel Jr. and I don't know what she's doing, but she's coming back to the show. So I don't know if they're going to do Dante's romance with Maggie or not, or if they're going to do something different with Dante's character, if they have completely different plans for Dante's character. That's why they made him a medic, or will that matter? I don't know, but I am curious to see what they do with Dante's character. Hopefully it's better than the comics, because in the comics it's just stupid. He just doesn't really do anything but get with Maggie and then disappears. He doesn't really get character development or a story arc or anything like that. So hopefully he's better in the show. And you know, I'll just give it a chance, and I'll give the actor a chance. He might be okay. I mean, he didn't write those lines in the first episode. That wasn't the actor's fault, really. It was just bad lines. I mean, just really bad lines. So maybe the character will end up becoming a cool character, and maybe he'll end up becoming a main cast member. Maybe in season 11 or season 12, Dante is a main cast member on the show, and he starts to slowly grow on people. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what ends up happening with this character. But yeah, anyway, that's all I have for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Right now I am at 623 subscribers. My goal is to try to get to 700 in the next few months. So just remember, every subscriber counts, every bit of support matters, and is very, very appreciated. Hopefully we can get to that goal of 700. Anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.